Hey, vinyl community, Elliot here, along with my faithful lazy dog Chester, and we are going to do our entry into the contest for Ron Haggerty, to the nines it's called. I'll put a link for it below so you can get all the details on the competition, but I should stay pretty true to what he wants with this presentation. So you can take it from there. If you don't already subscribe to Ron, I highly recommend you do. Great guy. When I first joined the vinyl community about 9 months ago, he was one of the first persons to subscribe to my channel and comment on some of my posts. He's been very encouraging. He's got a great channel. So I encourage you, if you're not already aware of Ron, please subscribe to his channel. So, first of all, what are we listening to? I'm continuing listening to a box set, which I picked up recently. Kiss Golden Messenger. This is Bad Debt. Very, very good music here from this group, which is mainly one guy, MC Taylor. And various people he puts together to produce his albums. Really some very, very good stuff. Highly recommended. Highly recommended to me by John at Digital Gramophone. I checked them out, and I'm very much enjoying what I'm hearing. Okay, number one. The first prompt was to show an album from 1977. And by the way, I'm trying to show stuff. There may be a couple of exceptions, but I'm trying to show stuff I haven't already shown or haven't repeatedly shown at least. Okay, from 1977, that was the year I graduated from high school. This was a very big album. Old Wayland. Yep, great album. And the outlaw movement was in full force at that point, and we were totally immersed in outlaw country at that time. This album's got Lucinda, Texas on it. Lucille, his version of Lucille, his version of Sweet Caroline. Bell and the Ball. Let's see. He's got a melody of Elvis hits. He does Rodney Crowell's Till I Gain Control Again on this. Just a really good Waylon album. Number two is the ninth album by an artist or band. Well, again, heavily immersed in that outlaw country movement during that period. And I don't remember what year this was, but it was around that same time on MCA Records. And it's the fourth release from Jerry Jeff Walker. Okay. And this one is called It's a Good Night for Singing, and that is a fun album right there. It is Looking for the Heart of Saturday Night, which is a Tom Waits song. A lot of your big Tom Waits fans. Standing at the Big Hotel, Butch Hancock, a lot of the Texas singer-songwriters contribute to this. Old Five and Dimers Like Me from Billy Joe Shaver. Really not much written by Jerry Jeff. He does Stoney on here that he wrote. It's a Good Night for Singing is a Robert Livingston song, but that's a good album from Jerry Jeff Walker. His ninth release. And number three is a 9-minute song. Of course, it doesn't have to be exactly 9 minutes. This one is 9 minutes and 9 seconds. One of my favorite songs from maybe one of my top 5 favorite bands from a compilation by the Allman Brothers Band, mainly live recordings, if I remember correctly. This is the album Wipe the Windows, Check the Oil, Dollar Gas. And on this album, on side 4, it concludes with the Richard Betts classic Jessica. Oh, what a great song from Dickie Betts. There's Dickie right there. And Can't Beat the Allman Brothers. That was from 1976, I believe. There was kind of a lull. They were kind of regrouping. They were in a little turmoil at the time. and Capricorn released that album kind of like a placeholder, I guess, till they could get another studio album done, kind of fulfill or to give the folks that loved them something to go out and purchase between studio albums. Okay, and fourth, I believe, a 9-song album, and Fats Waller Sings and Swings. This is a nice album. It's got exactly 9 songs on it. Dinah, Supposing, Floating Down to Cotton Town, Somebody Stole My Gal, You've Been Taking Lessons in Love. Side 2, Bye Bye Baby, Oh Susanna, Dust Off That Old Piano, and Please Keep Me in Your Dreams, and ending it with a Christmas song, Swinging Them Jingle Bells. Fats Waller. You can't listen to this and not, or listen to any Fats Waller and not feel good afterwards. It is a good feeling album, or a good feeling artist. Okay, album from a year ending in 9. I took 1969. This is an album I don't think I've ever sung. When I got this album, I did not know what I had. But since discovered this is a pretty important album. This is Desmond Decker and the Aces, Israelites. Early reggae. And I didn't pay a lot for this album. And it's on the Una label from 1969. But it is it's not like hundreds of dollars or anything, but it's a fairly valuable record, maybe $20, $30, something like that. Okay, and the 6th thing was difficult for me. A September release. I really couldn't find anything released in September. It's hard to find. Sometimes you can find when a record, it's the month it's released, but oftentimes you don't see that information anywhere. So I had to change it up. Ron, sorry about that. Hope you'll forgive me on that one. But I'll go to Willie Nelson's album Stardust, and on this album, Willie does a song on Starting Outside to September song. So I'll just throw in Willie there as a substitute for that question because I can't answer. Number 7 is a 90s album, and this is an album I remember proclaiming in the late 90s that it is the best album of the 1990s. What a great album to close out the 20th century. But it came out in 1998. Lucinda Williams, Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. I had the CD of this album, and then in 2014 they did this pressing, and a year or two ago I was able to get the vinyl copy of this. Such great songs on this. Title track, Too Cool to Be Forgotten, Drunken Angel, which is about Blaze Foley, the late great mysterious songwriter. Concrete and Barbed Wire, Lake Charles, Metal Firecracker, Greenville, Joy. Oh, just packed full of great songs. This is Lucinda Williams' masterpiece. Best album of the 1990s, in my opinion, of course. And number 9, I had to be a little creative with this one too. Somewhere in the title or the band name or on the cover somewhere, 9. Okay, well, I had to do math. The 4 tops, everybody knows the 4 tops, so that's 4. I got to get 5 more. Hedgy V, Roman numeral 5, House of Tears. So 4 and 5 gives you 9. This is on the Mary Tyler Moore label, and Hedgy V, or Hedgy 5, is the son of George Hamilton IV, the singer, had hits in the late 50s, early 60s. This is his son, Hedgy V, and he didn't want to go by George Hamilton V, but that's what he is. He's George Hamilton V, kind of a rootsy punk kind of, not punk, but you know, uh, alternative rootsy album. Hedgy V gives me 9 along with the 4 tops. Okay, and finally he asked us to speak on what we love about the VC. Well, it is simple. The vinyl community is a welcoming community where people can share their love for vinyl or for music, and it's virtual in a time where it's difficult to get out and go places and things like this in this pandemic, especially. So, and if you're, I won't say confined, but if you have difficulty getting out and traveling much, it's a great resource for your imagination, creativity, your need to express yourself. And everybody on here is so kind. It's not ugly and bitter and political like Facebook or Twitter and some of the others. I quit doing Facebook about 5 years ago because I said, why would I get on here and say things back and forth to people who I know and love, but we don't agree politically? Why should I let a friendship be destroyed because of some computer dialogue? So I said, I'm giving up Facebook. I'm opinionated enough where when I see something I don't agree with, I want to say something. And sometimes you got to just, you got to know when to shut your mouth, and just hold your tongue, not say anything. And so now I may get back on Facebook with my records at the antique shop just as an outlet to let people know what I've got, but I'm never going to get back on Facebook as a personal outlet, And same thing with Twitter. I did Twitter for a long time, and I said I'm just going to keep it to animals and music and things like that. But politics keeps creeping into it, so no, don't like that. Do Instagram, show records on Instagram and things like that. But really, YouTube's vinyl community is the best outlet because it's not just a snippet. You get opportunity to elaborate, and enables you to share with like-minded people when it comes to music, or learn about new music, introduce others to music you enjoy that may not be aware of, so on and so forth. So just a great community. Everybody gets along, and I think that's wonderful. You can't beat that. All right. I remind you, be kind to your neighbors, folks, because we're all neighbors. Take care. Good boy.